I've spent a lot of time over the years playing Call of Duty, from starting out on friends' consoles with classics like Modern Warfare 2, Black Ops 1, but I eventually got my own console and was thrown into the world-famous franchise for good once I started playing Black Ops 2. Now, I'm somebody who caught the very end of the glory days as a Call of Duty player, but even as I grew more in love with the game in series, I found, the ways that I like to play it best, but the community itself seemed a little drained. With the release of Call of Duty Ghosts being a game that couldn't get players to have the same love or get that mud on the wall to stick like Black Ops 2 and its predecessors did, I could feel, the rift growing despite being a new player, and how there was division, and how people were clearly upset in the direction everything was headed. And so many just stuck on Black Ops 2 during the height of Ghosts, and my friends did too. So that kind of meant I did as well. My question for you today is, is Modern Warfare 2023 worth it? Is it bad to not play a newer version of a game if the old one is still better? Now, what do I mean by this? Obviously, nobody gives a flying fuck what games you play. Many times, people won't play a certain game because it's old, despite being on the shelves for like only a year. It's more on the extreme end with sports games like Madden and 2K, because they're basically just yearly roster updates. But for some reason, this trope applies to Call of Duty as well. And, trying to create a game every single year certainly started to come at a cost in certain years by having, a hard time making a high quality game with, not egregious storage on your console, and can be played smooth on all platforms and generations of consoles. And I really want to emphasize that storage one, because there have been times where Call of Duty has literally been like, hey, you've played the campaign? Okay, maybe you should uninstall it, because our game is almost at 200 gigabytes now, so we're destroying your storage. But anyways, this isn't a video to try to convince you of anything, but rather maybe just make you hesitate and, question if you really want to buy MW3 before purchasing this year's Call of Duty. Here are the following things that I'm gonna break down. I have my table of contents up on the screen right here, but essentially first I'm gonna go over why it's too similar to Modern Warfare 2019 and Modern Warfare 2, how title baiting is kind of really getting on my nerves, and the reputation for late and lackluster updates is why you should be a little bit skeptical in terms of delivery. Performance issues and bugs, pricing and cosmetics, and then how the old Call of Duty servers are active again. And lastly, if you were to actually only want to play the campaign, just wait till it goes on sale. I promise you, it's probably not, after playing the Modern Warfare 2 campaign and seeing where they went with the potential that they had with the Modern Warfare 1, I don't think it's worth buying it for the campaign alone on launch, or at launch price. I really don't. But anyways, let's get into it here. So to start, it's too similar to Modern Warfare 19 and Modern Warfare 2. And if you want me to even go as far, a little bit of Vanguard, because as you know, there are engines that games run on, and these games all run on the same engine. If you think back the last 4 Call of Duties and why a lot of them have looked and felt so similar, it's because of that reason. Except for Cold War. Cold War is the only one that tried to branch out. Now, was it necessarily better? I don't think so, but I don't necessarily think them trying to be different and separate themselves from the banger or success that Call of Duty Modern Warfare 19 was by having their own style and flair. I really think that's a good thing rather than a bad thing, because I don't know about you, but I played a lot of Modern Warfare 2 this year, 2022, and it just didn't give me that same satisfaction that Modern Warfare 2019 did. And eventually a certain event happened that I will get into, that's in my later bullet points, that really made the deciding factor for me on what I'm doing at around this time of year while Call of Duty's coming out. But I'll come to that towards the end of the conclusion. As for now, what do I mean by title baiting and them having a reputation for late and lackluster updates? Title baiting. Now, Modern Warfare 2019 wasn't necessarily advertised as, it was advertised as Modern Warfare, but they made it clear that it was its own story, you know? But the problem here is when you are relying on some of the classic tropes of the Modern Warfare license, you're bound to bring back guns. And they did that in the first game by having just, you know, some of the classic guns that have always been there. But my thing was, with Modern Warfare 2022, they really hinted at making it like Modern Warfare 2 2009. And my issue was, it wasn't that they didn't add things from that game. It was the rate that they added things and the amount of teasing there seemed to be in regard to, you know, the intervention coming or high rise coming. Because now you look at Modern Warfare 2023 or Modern Warfare 3, you know, the 2023 version, and all the launch maps are your Modern Warfare 2 2009 version maps. And they'll have more maps alongside that, but my whole thing is, it kind of seems like a slippery slope, where they're using this IP and license to, you know, pull on your nostalgia strings, gradually sprinkle a couple things that you'll enjoy in a remastered model, but not give you too much so that you stay looped in. Because at this point, to me, it feels like all the shit that's going to be in Modern Warfare 3, the 2023 edition, should have been in Modern Warfare 2, last year's edition. That's how I feel wholeheartedly. So at this point, because now that they're adding all of those classic maps into MW3, is there just going to be MW4 with all of the MW3 2011 maps? Like, do you get what I mean? It's like what are we doing here? Is it a remaster? Is it not? If it is a remaster, or if it's its own thing, you just have to... You have to pick a lane. You can't tease and then sort of do it. You gotta really go all the way with this stuff, because you're gonna lose interest fast. You've seen how fast games can die losing interest when they're not set up properly. You don't have to look any further than Halo Infinite. Infinite potential, not so infinite results. A slight editor's note that I forgot to mention is similar to how it's using a lot of the MW2 stuff, like with the launch maps being basically the Modern Warfare 2 maps and not really having anything from Modern Warfare 3. They're also making a big deal about how no Russian is in this Call of Duty's campaign, but like the pacing that they're releasing all of these classic Modern Warfare tropes seems like it's not going to wrap itself up in the trilogy. But I mean, I could be wrong. I'd like to be wrong, but it just seems like they're really... Performance issues and bugs. Now, obviously, with performance issues, I haven't played the game myself yet, and I didn't have access to the open beta as I am on Xbox, not PlayStation. Oh! Editor's note. Editor's note. Editor's note. Speaking of bugs, I completely forgot to say this. This was the most important bug of them all. I don't know why I said this. If you have been unfortunate enough to have grinded on Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2 and unlocked Platinum, Gold, maybe even Damascus, I forget what it was called in that game, but it wasn't called that, but you know what I mean. Well, if you were one of the poor people that unfortunately played the beta campaign, well, all of your things got reset. Modern Warfare 2, you are now a level 1. You have 0 stats, 0 completion. Everything is scratched. Now, as let's sit back and pray for our fallen brothers who have lost their accounts as we watch these following clips.
Mw3 campaign is destroying players' accounts. I'm gonna be honest, this is the most game-breaking bug I have ever seen. There's currently a bug for the Mw3 campaign where your Modern Warfare 2 account will be reset to level 1. Not only that, but your battle pass will get taken away and everything that you worked hard for. And if this unfortunately does happen to you, make sure not to log on to Modern Warfare 2 after you have been reset. According to some users that did log on to Modern Warfare 2 after being reset, their account was permanently banned. I believe the reason to this is the game thinks that you use an unlock tool. So for the time being, I'm not gonna be playing the campaign anytime soon until this is fixed. I still can't believe that this bug is even a thing. Call of Duty did confirm on Twitter that they are currently working on a fix for this. It does seem like every time there's an early access beta or campaign, there is always a problem. And this one is a major issue. If this is just the beginning for these issues, I can't imagine what the full game release is gonna be like. We can only keep our fingers crossed and hope for the best. Make sure to share this with your friends so their accounts don't get banned or reset.
Yo, so is anybody else having issues with COD right now? The beta or the early access came out earlier, right? And if I back out of this, it's telling me to pre-order, even though I already have the game installed. And I can't click into it. What the fuck? Maybe I just have to reset my console. But I had like over 200, almost damn near 300 souls, and they're just gone. They're just gone. If I click up into here and then go over to my account, I'm definitely not a level 1. What the fuck happened?
Live now, campaign. All right, there it is. Let's play it. What's going on, man? Restart the game. How do you close the game out? Okay, proceed. Early access. Proceed. Just like that. Boom, Modern Warfare 3. Jumping now. Welcome to the campaign. Early access right now. Jump in, initiating the launch process. Restart the game, and now you can play early access campaign now. Jump in live in front of millions around the world in the campaign early access. You can do it right now. How the f*** do I play the game? How do I play this game? How? How do we restart the game? There it is. I am not doing an NVIDIA update. Reinstall Windows. Restart the stream. Would you like to uninstall campaign and free up approximately 13 gigabytes of storage space, Sweats? Install Call of Duty to a floppy disk, then on live now, campaign. All right, there it is. Let's play it.
Yeah, so I had made a slight goof when recording this video, and I'd forgot to show this bug where while you're in a gunfight, the menus can randomly pop up, and then another really honestly pretty funny one that just shows that due diligence is not being done with something as small as like a subtext. But yeah, enjoy.
Mw3 is just over a week away, and I haven't seen anybody talking about this bug. This seems to only happen when I'm in a gunfight, where the menus pop up and I'm in my creator class, rather than the gunfight. This happened to me quite a few times during the beta, but I'm curious, has it ever happened to you?
Get 2 kills with Semtex. Complete 3 daily challenges to unlock Semtex. I have to use the Semtex to unlock the Semtex. Thanks, COD.
Now, I don't know how the multiplayer plays yet. I've seen some clips. It looks really, really good. It looks similar to MW2, which looked similar to MW19. It's not that different, but I've seen conflicting things on the last gen consoles where if, you're not on Series X or PS5 yet, some of the PS4 clips that I had seen looked phenomenal, while others looked horrendous. So I couldn't really tell what conclusion on that was, but I'm willing to give credit where credit is due. It's not that it's all a shit show. That's not the point that I'm trying to make here. I'm more just saying it's not what it seems to be, and it doesn't have that iconic Call of Duty feel. And a part of that is because of pricing and cosmetics. Paying $20 for a single skin in a game is something that is insane. If the game itself costs $70, why would you pay nearly a third of it for one cosmetic item? Or even if it is a quote-unquote bundle of things. Still, in Call of Duty in the days of old and Halo of the days of old, if you got really cool skins, it was through challenges in the game that you unlocked. So people knew what kind of player you were based off what kind of skin you might have. If you had a skin that you could only unlock through getting certain sniper challenges and you had this cool ghillie suit, well, people probably would assume, crap, this guy's been sniping on this game for a really long time. That's a skin that you could only get by putting in so much time. You could have skins that would instill fear in people in these games. It was awesome. And another thing of that is rank. Rank is, now I will say, I do like that MW2, but I liked how MW2 just kind of had your level keep going up. But at the same time, it's like, I want a prestige again. I want to have that emblem, and level up over time and go into lobbies and be able to talk shit on the lower prestiges, or people see that I'm master prestige and are like, oh shit, this is gonna be a tough game. That's always that's part of the game, it's part of the culture. And that being a part of the OG vibe and that not being a thing in modern day Call of Duty, I think is what makes a lot of people not stick as much. And the other thing is, I think that ties in well, is that the old Call of Duty servers are active again. Any Xbox 360 run Call of Duty game has full active servers. It happened a couple months ago, maybe 2 months ago or so. Since then, I've been playing, just hopping around from game to game, whichever one I'm feeling. It is a blast. And personally, it's they're the same maps, but a different game. And what I mean by that is the pacing of the movement in these games are so significantly different that they cannot play the same, no matter how much you may want them to. even if you try to adjust the scale of the map to match the movement of the player in modern Call of Duty, it's a pacing and nostalgia, or not nostalgia, I'm not going to use that. It's a pacing that is kind of refreshing. It's slower and it's more dangerous. You can't just fucking run around like a goddamn triathlon athlete and act like there's no goddamn consequences. You will die. If you've never played Modern Warfare 2 2009, you will be stunned by how easily you are going to die. You're going to get fucked. And I'm going to be on the other side of my noob tube or rangers laughing, or trick shotting you with my intervention, or barrel stuffing you with Barrett spam. Like, don't get me started. Like, it just seems like in modern day Call of Duty, like, there's no trick shots, it just seems lazy, and it's starting to feel like Madden and 2K, where it's like copy and paste, you know? And, you know, with Warzone, it can't change too much from the graphics because it wants to tie in Warzone to the game every time, or at least that's what it did with Cold War and Modern Warfare 19, which was a shit show when they couldn't decide which path to go with that. Like, it's like that's the whole thing with these games. It's like, it's almost like they're built in a way that can last and be set up to last for 2 years, but they are so gung-ho to release a game every year that they just jump ship after trailing you on for a year, and then they start the ad campaign for the next one. And it's like, wait, you waited so long to make this thing come to fruition, or fix certain bugs, or never change your shitty interface at Modern Warfare 2022. It's just, it's frustrating. It's very frustrating. But that's really all I have. I'm not trying to just shit on Call of Duty because I love Call of Duty. That's why I'm making this video. And the reason why I'm making it is because it's okay to go out and just play the Call of Duty that you like, whether it's Modern Warfare 19, whether it's Modern Warfare 2, Black Ops 1, World at fucking War. There's been lobbies on that. It's harder to find, but yeah, there's lobbies on it. Zombies on BO2, Zombies on BO1. Like, whatever your vibe was back in the day, you can at least sort of recreate that, but at least get the exact same gameplay. You can't change that, you know? Like, people, because the internet was around back then too, so people were making map hacks and all that shit back in the day too. So it's not like that's anything new to this generation of Call of Duty. That's been here, you know. But to wrap it up, I'll just say it's not like it's a bad thing to get Modern Warfare 3. And I could be totally wrong. It could be a wonderful game. And I'm not going to act like I'm going to be mad if I'm wrong by assuming that it might not be that amazing of a title this year. I would be pleasantly surprised. I would hope for it. I think the campaign could go one of two ways, but I thought the last campaign was not great and a little funky. Good, not great, just funky. That's a whole nother video in itself. I'll probably get it eventually, but I'll also probably try to wait until it's on sale. I don't know. Anyways, I hope I was able to maybe enlighten you in some consistent issues that have been transferring from COD to COD, or some cool things about some old CODs, or some current issues that are on the rise or may happen. So, in conclusion, if you enjoyed Modern Warfare 2019, Modern Warfare 2022, hell, even Vanguard, you're going to like this game. It's going to play very similar. Even though the maps will play different, they're classic, amazing maps, and the servers will be booming. That's something that I can't deny. It's just, there's things associated with modern day Call of Duty that take me out of it sometimes. You know, if you're one of those people running around in a Kevin Durant skin or a Nicki Minaj skin or a Homelander skin, I have no respect for you or your parents' credit card. I'll probably even end up playing it and enjoying a lot of it too. It's just, I know at some point, when I get to a point in the multiplayer where I'm lusting for progression and I just have my level going up one and it really not meaning anything, and they're not being as fun of goals. And especially if they do camos in a similar way to they did Modern Warfare 2022, where it's like, it just felt like too easy to get camos, and like you didn't have to spend a lot of time on it for guns. And I don't know if you can hear my fucking computer flaring up, throwing a fit right now. But the last thing I wanted to touch on before closing out is one thing that I do hope to see at some point in Call of Duty is maybe trying to just like take a completely different approach, similar to Cold War, where it's like, maybe instead of having every 6 attachments for every single attachment, we go Modern Warfare 2009 route, and it's really simple. Each gun only has 4 to 5 attachments to choose from. You can put in 1, maybe 2, and it just kind of keeps it a little more grounded rather than going on YouTube figuring out what the best build is because you don't really know anything about the fucking 1,000 attachments or care about the 1,000 attachments that rack up over time for every gun. But I mean, at the end of the day, man, it's a fucking game. You have fun playing it. I'm more just saying, if you have unnecessarily high hopes and are holding Call of Duty to this golden standard that they used to be held to back in the day, just don't. Just be realistic with yourself and be prepared to be let down in some sort of fashion from this title, because I'm guarantee you that you will. You will see some sort of development with this game that is going to make you go, why? Example, when they brought the Armored Titan as a skin in Modern Warfare 2019, I rest my case. Thank you.